All right. Good morning, crocheters. Hope everyone is doing well. Um, when you get here, you can jump in and say hi. Um, Let me see. Looks like someone's joined us. Hello. All right. So this week in the crochet world, been working on the Chubby penguin quite a lot. Which it didn't really have too far to go after my first attempt. My first attempt is still sans feet, but I was pretty happy with it and the way it was going. So I'm not too, but it didn't take a lot of adjustments to get it from here to here. Um, so on this one, I did end up putting the beak a little bit lower than on this one, which I like. And the head is also just a little bit larger, which I feel is a bit more proportional. And this one's worked in concentric circles, which allows for like the attaching of the flippers to be a little bit better. So I was pretty happy with this. Good morning, Tracy and Linda. I hope you guys are doing well. Tracy says she likes the penguins. Thank you. I'm so glad. And so I did finally get feet figured out. Good morning, good morning, Kimberly. What I ended up doing was working in the round, starting here at the back and making a pizza slice shape, and then crocheting. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that, like crocheting the last row together and doing kind of little points. So that's how I ended up getting that to work out, which I'm so glad it worked because I had a lot of tries that were not good. So I was very happy with that. Good morning, Sandra and Janet and Marty. Good morning. Good morning, Christy and Emily. Good morning, MJ. Linda says, love it. I made the monkey this week. Very nice. Way to go. Happy Saturday to you, Christy. Well, to everyone. Good morning, Grams. I'm so glad you guys are liking the baby penguin. Honestly, good morning, Brenda. You're so sweet. Honestly, this pattern was it's a really fast make. Like it's faster than most of my other baby patterns because there are no ears, there is no tail. You just join the arms on as you go. Like it works up really fast. So this would definitely be a good one if you're like maybe you've got like a baby shower or you need a gift pretty quick. This would be the one to make. Like it really, really works up fast. Good morning, Alessandra. Linda asks, what colors did you use for the baby penguin? So this color right here is Bernat Blanket in light gray. White is Bernat Baby Blanket, white, and then the black is just called Coal. This gray, it's a good question. Let me see if I do. I have the gray color if you want that. Oh, that's a really long name. It says it's charcoal anthracite carbon. You guys see that? So that's what I've got. And then just like black for the rest of it. All right. Alessandra says she loves the penguin. Thank you. Rupa says she loves it as well. Awesome. Thank you. Good morning, Jay baby. I'm so glad everyone is so happy and chipper in the comments this morning. That is wonderful. I've been up since about 5 this morning. My 3-year-old decided that she just didn't need to sleep. And so I was planning on sleeping in because I stayed up kind of late. And yeah, that didn't work. So I feel a little bit less chipper because I'm kind of sleep deprived, but life is still good. Janet says she's working on the baby fox. Very nice. I love it. Good morning, Sophia. So yeah, so this week I've been working on this. I've been typing up the pattern. I'm like this far away from finishing typing up the pattern so I can get it tested. I just have to mostly take pictures of the finished product and then add like the description of the pictures. So it's going really well, and I'm really excited. I'm excited to be able to get that kind of done early-ish, and I'll explain to you why in just a moment. So another thing I worked on this week, this is not as like new and exciting, but one of my friends was finally able to adopt a baby, and so she asked for a chubby llama. So I'm working on that. This one has kind of longer loops. I'm obviously not done. I still have to add the nose, attach the head. Someone requested if I could make a video on how to attach the head, and so that's why I actually haven't done the head yet, is because I'm going to record that video with this, and then I've got all the little feet made. I just haven't sewn them on yet. So that was a decent amount of crocheting this week, besides working on the baby penguin. And yeah, so that was, fun. Good morning, Felix. And hello from Idaho. So this is the other thing I have worked on. Because I'm basically done with the baby penguin, I thought, okay, well, I can just get started on the chubby skunk. And I wanted to try this idea, and it did not pan out the way I was hoping to, like, at all, which is too bad. Yeah. The idea being, so this was my first kind of attempt at a chubby skunk. Done? No, it's not. But I thought, like, it would be so great if I didn't have to worry about all of the color changes, because the more color changes you have in a pattern, the harder it gets, especially with the chubby skunk. I was planning to work it in rounds this way, so you'd be changing like from white to black to white to black, white, black, and you just keep going all the way around. And I just didn't love that idea. So I thought, what if I just make it all in black, and then I can just like top stitch the white markings? And so I tried it because, that's what you do. You just try things. And it didn't really work, like trying to make these corners was awful. It's like, I don't know if I could really write in a pattern and be able to tell people how to do it. And just the finished result of having kind of these raised white areas, I don't really like it. So yeah, that's where I was on that's where I am for now on the chubby skunk. Not making a whole lot of, well, whatever the Einstein quote is, I found at least one way not to make a chubby skunk. It's not this way. So I'm going to have to try some other things so I can make a good one. That's where we are this morning on this. All right, let's see. Brenda says, which is your most favorite to make and which one is the easiest? Love the baby llama. That's a good question, Brenda. My favorite to make might actually be the large elephant, which I don't even have one right now. I've made two, and I've ended up giving both of them away. So, it's just how it happens. But I really love making the large elephant because it ends up so huge, which I think is super fun. But it's also the first pattern I ever made. And so when I make it, it just, I don't know, just kind of takes me down memory lane, and I really love that. So yeah, that's the answer to that. Thank you for asking, Brenda. Teresa says, I just finished my chubby llama and the baby pig. Very nice. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Susan. Or good evening to you, Susan. I hope you're doing well. Teresa says she's excited about the skunk. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad you're excited, even though right now it looks like this. Like it will be better, but this is pretty rough. Like this is not so good. So actually, just as I was talking to you guys about how I top stitched this and I really don't like it, and having to do like the color changes in the rows, white, black, white, black, white, black, all the way around. I just had the thought, like, I could work it like one of the other chubby, like the chubby cow or the chubby horse, and I could start at the bottom here and then work up. Then I would only have, I wouldn't have so many color changes. So, maybe that would be a good idea. Anyway, I'm glad you like him. Anyway, even though he's kind of weird looking. But we'll get there. Hello, Shannon. I hope you're doing well. Oh, Rachel, you're not too late. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you think I'm glad you think it's cute. I am not too well pleased with it, but it will get better. It'll get better than this, and we'll have a fluffier tail. That was the other thing that I was surprised by when I started top stitching the tail. The tail was attached and it was sitting more like this, but then as soon as I top stitched over it, it flattened out. And so, the things you learn as you practice. So this is not going to be how it finishes, but we'll work on it. Jackie asks, did you miss the penguin? Here it is. Right here. So I got the feet figured out and attached. And honestly, if you do, like if you get your feet on nice and square, it can stand up. Mine, I think I put them a little bit too far back, because when I try and set it down, it falls backward unless it's sitting in my hand. In my hand, it's fine, but that's kind of, anyway. So yeah. Yeah, here it is. Wow. I'm just powering through all the stuff I'm talking about today. So, so the title of this live chat was that I'm going to be taking a little break from live streams. So I want to talk about that with you guys right now here for a second. I have pre-recorded some vlogs. I did that earlier this year thinking like, if I need to take a vacation, if I get burnt out, if I get sick, it makes sense to have content stacked ahead of time, and also maybe some patterns in reserve. So I like have patterns for Patreons, and I've got I can keep being consistent like with my YouTube channel and things like that. And just this last week, I just started feeling like pretty burnt out, honestly. That's all that it is. Everything else in life is just fine and normal. Everything's the same. But just feeling burnt out, and kind of looking back on like these last 2.5 years, and I've basically been crocheting nonstop for 2.5 years, which is super fun. I've really loved it. But as I've been like trying to brainstorm new ideas, or like the upcoming projects that I have, and trying to sketch them out or come up with ideas, a lot of it was falling flat and just not really working for me very well. And so I'm going to take a little bit of a break from live streams, so I can use up so I can take a break. I'll use some of my pre-recorded vlogs and one of my patterns that's in reserve that no one has seen, but you guys will learn all about it in the vlogs. And yeah, and I'll just take a little break. And the reason why I think this is important for me at this time is because I tend to feel like I need to spend every like waking moment, not every waking moment, but you know, like I'm a mom first and foremost. And so I'm with my daughter Rachel a lot. And then whenever I have a break or I've got time to myself, I feel the pressure, like I need to work on my business. I need to work on my business. I should be crocheting. If I've got creative energy, I need to channel it into crocheting. If I've, you know, like if it just, it's just kind of that pressure of like, I always need to, when I have time, to be working and progressing um and I think I need to like take a step back from that and let my creativity rest, or almost like let my creativity be used in other ways. Because before I found amigurumi, I did all sorts of stuff with my creativity. And I did a bunch of random stuff. Like I would do like, yeah, I was going through a phase where I was like doing a comic book, and I was doing oh, what is it called? I was doing abstract pour painting, and I was doing photography, and I was um you know, just a whole, it seemed like a whole bunch of stuff. I was reading more. Like I haven't had time to read in forever. Um and 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 I liked that, but what I was really looking for was I was looking for something that would like grab me and make me want to keep working on it. Which is when I found amigurumi, it was like, this is it. This is it. And it's so true. I love it. It has held my attention and my love and all my creative energy for like 2.5 years straight, pretty much. Um, and so I'm realizing like I'm just gonna just take a little bit of a rest from that, and probably honestly I will probably still crochet, but I'm going to take the pressure off of myself to do it. Like if I want to, I can, but I don't feel like I have to, if that makes any sense. So that is all of that. Let me see, what are you guys saying over here in the comments? Linda says, we will miss your lives, but you need to take care of yourself. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. Um, and Teresa seconding that. Yep, take a break, although you'll be missed. You must take care of yourself first. Yeah, so I won't be doing the lives, but there will be a vlog every Saturday still. And I am excited for you guys to kind of watch those. They're in them you'll see two projects. One that is still completely unfinished, I'm sorry to say, but then the other one I think you guys will be super excited about. And that one has progressed really well and has a pattern in it that'll be coming out. So let me just tell you guys what my plan is. So my plan is to take the pre-recorded vlogs. I'm calling them like my secret stash of vlogs, or like my backup vlogs. I have like 3 different names for them because I didn't know what I was doing. So that will start on next Saturday, the 23rd, and then I will come back so I'll have vlogs every Saturday until June 27th. That will be my first vlog back. So it's kind of a hefty break. But I am looking forward to it. I think it will be good. And yeah, so I'll come back the June 27th. We'll return with a live vlog, and that'll be the week before our Christmas in July stuff starts, so we can kind of talk all about that, continue getting excited for that, and all of that. So yes. Let's see, where are we on the chat? So Susan asked, did you finish your Christmas book? Susan, I have not. I was going to do that for Christmas in July, and then realized that that was one of the things that was also like putting a lot of pressure on my plate. And so I have made a lot of good progress on it, but I am going to probably just save it for like regular Christmas. So that's that. You know, slow, slow, slow. That's how I am, I guess. Anyway. Oh yeah, Shannon is also asking about that. The same question, the children's book about the crocheters. Yeah, so that has taken a backseat again. Um, it's probably something I will work on. That's a lot more of like Photoshop work at this point. Um, but I also need to work on the cover. So yeah, maybe I could work on those things. Let's see. Brenda says you're a wise lady. Don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself. Rachel is little just for a short time. That's true. She is growing so fast. It's crazy. Crazy. Susan says you need to take care of yourself and your family first. Thank you, Susan. Violet's saying you definitely deserve a break, girl. Rest up a bit. I'll miss you, but all of us need to take care of ourselves. Yes, I agree. Jackie says, praying this will be the time for yourself you need. Don't apologize. This is taking care of yourself. Thank you and your family. Thank you guys for being so understanding. And Angel brings up a good point. Even God rested. Absolutely. Thank you for that. So yeah, that's gonna be my plan. Just take a little bit of a break. I'll probably still be on social media somewhat. I'm still going to answer my emails and things like that. It's pretty like I need to make sure that people who have questions with patterns or whatnot are still being taken care of, and I've got some patterns out for testing, like the sloth. I will be getting those the feedback from testers back here pretty soon. So I'm going to need to update that pattern so it can be published in June, be the June pattern for Patreon people. Then the baby penguin, I'm going to get it tested so it'll be ready for July. So it's like I'm still going to be around, but I'm trying to take the pressure off of myself. That is my plan. All right. Shannon asks, which email may we contact you on? By the way, just bought the horse and donkey pattern. Awesome. Thank you, Shannon. So here, I'll type my email into the chat. Valerie. Nope. At oldsoulcrochetco.com. All right. So that's my email. So yeah, if you have questions, if you bought patterns and their download expired or something like that, absolutely email me. I check my email probably every other day. And so I try to be pretty good about getting back to people on things like that. Have I struggled in the past? Yes, I have, but I'm trying to be better. All right. That's awesome. Well, thank you all so much for being understanding. I really appreciate it. Jackie says she's working on the fox. Very nice. Or is the first thing different from the lambs? That's awesome. So yeah, that's where I am, what the plan is. I don't know if there's anything else to say. I think we've kind of covered basically everything. Do you guys have any questions for me? Any thoughts as we're going through this? Hi, Donna. How are you? Yeah, that might. I don't know if I can even think of anything else to say. We talked about the baby penguin. Talked about my first and not very good attempt at a chubby skunk. And that I'm going to take a little break from lives for a bit. I think that might be it. Thank you, Susan. She says, thank you, Valerie. You've taught me so much. That makes me so happy. Thank you, Susan. Well, if you guys have any questions, comments, go ahead and let me know. Yeah, we can chat here for a little bit, and then I guess we'll just sign off because we've covered everything. All right. Brenda says, do the baubles get easier? I had a hard time with my first one. Yes. The baubles get so much easier. They get to where you could do them in your sleep. Like, honestly, you'll get to the point where you're just going and it's not even a problem at all. Barbara says, she's sorry she's late and the skunk is cute. Thank you. Rachel says, if you want a tip, usually skunks have small heads and long bodies. That is good to know. I need to do a little bit more research on the skunk because, yeah, it's not quite there. Shannon says, you inspired me to finally write my own pattern. Way to go, Shannon. Said it was daunting, but I loved it. That is awesome. Yeah, the first pattern I ever wrote, and honestly, I haven't like looked, well, yeah. The first pattern I ever wrote before I kind of found my style was the Niffler. This little guy right here. Before I learned all about, you know, like intellectual property rights and how like you can't make and sell patterns for things that are trademarked or could be, you know, intellectual property. Yeah, and it was very daunting. It was scary to be like, I'm gonna do what? And it was hard, but we got there. And it was, yeah, it's fun. I like patterns. I'm sure you'd never guess. All right, Jackie seconds, the baubles get easier. Yep, very nice. Rachel says, I held a skunk a few years ago, been loving them since. Very nice. Oh, it was in an animal show. Very, very cool. Yeah. I have an uncle, but he had a petting zoo for a number of years, and he had a skunk, and it was little. It was pretty cute, but yeah, whew, things are smelly. Very, very smelly. They're cute though. Donna says she's doing well. Awesome. Says love the panda and the skunk. They're cute. Everyone needs a break from time to time. Yeah, I agree. So that's where we are. Oh, and then Susan's saying that she found the loop stitch hard too, but they get oh, and do they get easier? I think they do. I think the loops also get to where you're just like, I don't know, the way I do it, I just wrap it around my thumb, so it's really fast to just like flip it down and just crochet and flip and crochet and flip and crochet. Like it's not yeah, it's not too challenging. All right. Hello, Dolan from Italy. Hello. Rachel says she seconds that the loop stitch is hard, but that might be because she's left-handed. So the loops would be on the inside. Interesting. Interesting. I might have to learn how to crochet left-handed so I can figure that out. Because I have heard from, I think, Rachel, you'd be the third person to say that because they're left-handed, the loops are hard. Which is so interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Maybe I could make a tutorial on how to do it left-handed if I could figure out how to crochet left-handed. Ha! It'd be hard, but I could figure it out. Hello, good friends. I love you guys too. Well, now that everyone's here, I have nothing else to say. So we might just call it a day. Let's see. Linda says, I tried the loop stitch with Bernat Velvet and gave up. I could see that. The velvet slides quite a bit more. So, yeah. Rachel says, when crocheting left-handed, you crochet clockwise. When crocheting left-handed, you crochet. Interesting. Because I feel like I crochet clockwise. Right-handed, I crochet Interesting. I'll have to look at this. Oh, yes. Ariana asks, can you make Darcy deer in the worsted weight yarn? Yes, you can. Absolutely. It will be smaller, and you'll have to keep in mind that you're going to want to do something like either you don't want to make it a buck. Okay, let me explain. If you scale the Bernat yarn down and you use worsted weight yarn, which is a size 4 instead of the size 6, then you have to scale the size of the yarn for the eyes, the horns, and the nose down as well. So that would need to go down to 2 sizes. So you'd need to be making the eyes, the horn, and the nose in a weight that's 2, like a size 2 yarn, to like keep it proportional. So you can scale these down, all of this down, or you can just make it a doe, not make the horns, and do like safety eyes and embroider on a nose. But the rest of the body, I think, can absolutely be made in medium weight yarn. I know that people are having a hard time finding Bernat blanket yarn. I think people are either stocking up during the pandemic, or also like it's harder for the yarn companies to get yarn in stock. So it's feeling more scarce. So if you have medium weight yarn you can use, absolutely go ahead and do that. All right. Let's see, Susan says a baby blanket with animals on it would be nice in the future. That would be cute. I don't know. I'm not very good at blankets. I have thought about maybe trying to do a collaboration with someone who's like really good at blankets, and maybe we could like design something together. So like they could do a blanket and I could do an animal, and we could come up with something cute. I don't know. That was, yeah. All right. I get you, great, Rachel, I think. That's making more sense. Violet saying, as a highly creative person, which it seems like you are, it's normal to have various creative passions. Explore some of the things you've abandoned for a while and don't feel guilty about it. Yeah, I'm glad you feel that way, Violet, because that's kind of what I'm thinking I need. And one of the things I'm excited to try is watercolors. I haven't done those in years, and I'm not very good at them. But just lately, it's like I want to try that. So hopefully, maybe getting into doing some watercolor painting. Gotcha. Oh, that's interesting. Marty says she hasn't tried this technique, but in another pattern, she saw that they separated the yarn from 4-ply to 2-ply and used that for the eyes. I think that'll work. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Rachel's saying that the order for her yarn for the dragon got delayed. That's too bad. Yeah, it's hard. Shannon asks, any tips for getting the chubby animals to sit straight? So on the chubby animals, because they're, let me see. So we're going to use the hippo as an example, because they're worked in the round this way, and everyone's crocheting spirals a little more or a little less, just depending on how you crochet. So for some, like for me, obviously, in the way that I wrote the pattern, this is how it sits straight with the bobble, with the bobble stitches right there. But for some people, they're crocheting spirals more, and so their feet would be like listing maybe this way a little bit, and so that it's twisted and they're not sitting perfectly straight. So when it comes to that, I would just suggest, you put your back feet on first, usually, because I tend to work from the rear to the front, or if it's from the front to the rear, because like on this one it's the front to the rear. Whichever set of legs you do first, you do them, according to the pattern, unless you see they need to be shifted over just a little bit. But then the last set, I just say eyeball them, place them in the row that they're supposed to go in, but just put them where they seem to line up. Like, and even these aren't perfect. They're a little bit off. but it sits on its legs pretty well. So that would be my tip on that, Shannon, is just go ahead and let it, scooch them within the row if needed. Susan's saying they can't get Bernat yarn over here in Australia and there's none online. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy time. Oh, hello, Adele. It's good to hear from you. Thank you so much. She's saying not to worry, you guys will be here when the break is over, so stay safe and blessed. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, Shannon, I'm glad that helped, and I hope that makes sense. Alrighty, everyone. Well, I'm going to call it for today. Thank you all for being here and for caring about the crochet stuff I make, and for being so uplifting and awesome in the chat and in the comments. It just makes my day to be able to chat with you guys and to have so many awesome, like, happy vibes. So yep, as I said, I'm going to take a break for a while. I will be back June 27th with another live, but in between then, there are going to be some pre-recorded vlogs. I hope you guys enjoy them as well. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to see the other stuff I've kind of been working on behind the scenes. So, all right. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Shannon and Rachel and Christy and Linda and Sophia. Love you all. Bye. Bye, Brenda. Bye, good friends. I'm sure you're out there somewhere. Take care. Love you all.